Yeah, your confusion is the gap. Your confusion is the gap. Right? Yeah. Mm. From that point of view, everything is a gap. So, and any and every stuff is the gap. That's the gap. Every self-thought, mind, word, body, and world shows up as the gap.
And is that just because there's confusion mixed in with it?
There's no because. And it is already confusion. There's not that any confusion is mixed in it. It's already pure confusion. It doesn't get any better than that. Yeah.
What isn't confusion?
What isn't confusion? Exactly. Who isn't confusion? Only who is not confusion. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. See, the who is not confusion. The known is also not confusion. Confusion enjoys confusion, by the way. So there's a gap, and the gap is confusion. Because the gap is confusion, there's knowledge. So paradoxically, the knowledge fills the gap. But it doesn't free anybody. It's just knowledge that fills the gap. Yeah. Like a plug that fills the hole.
So is that what we're after? Filling the hole, filling the gap?
That's what you are before. It's what you are before. You have to know what you are before so you have a better sense of what you're supposed to be after. In this sense, there's no filling the gap, even though the gap is huge. Maybe you can't fill it because it's too huge. And then beyond that, maybe there's nothing to fill because it's so huge. Don't even try to fill it. You might say, what's the point? And the idea is to get beyond thinking. In terms of gaps and things to plug it with. Comment?
So the gap is...
Yourself.
Is that okay?
It is what it is. Can't say it's okay or not okay. Yourself is a gap. The gap is the self.
So do we even bother dealing with the gap? At what?
Well, yourself is a gap, and then it is the thing, and that's pretty solid in a manner of speaking. But when you see it as a thing, it is, because it's so solid. So, this is non-existence. It's non-existing. We say, but it's rock hard. I say, yeah, exactly. That's why it's non-existing. So you're not going to be able to take this and put it in your pocket and pull it out and turn somebody onto it. Yeah. Say, look at what I've got. Because what you've got then is more stuff. See, more of the gap, more of the concrete. See, it doesn't exist. Mm-hmm. All your words are more the same. Your ideas all coming from the same place. Properly placed right on the toilet seat.
Hopefully.
Always.
So then is the practice relative to the gap filling it, or
it appears that you have to smash it, not filling it. You're already full of the gap of concreteness. Everyone's already assuming that to be important. Not seeing it for what it is, it's assumed to be something that is worth being, something that is worth thinking about, using, sharing with others, preoccupying yourself with. And it's more the same concrete gap of non-existence. More the burden, more the self who doesn't quite know it can't know yet. What it knows is that, well, it can know more and pretend it knows. Yeah. It can know more to maybe prove to itself it can know something which it really doesn't know. Yeah. Which is all the gap of concrete knowledge of non-existence.
So I think there's another practice that talks about spiritual materialism. I'm not sure if it's a tradition or whether it's even worth calling it anything in particular, but the danger of trying to become spiritual.
There's no possibility of that. The word spiritual implies something that's incomprehensible. So you can't become that, right? Because you don't know that to become it. And that's what's beyond the gap of concrete knowledge of non-existence. It's like zero. And that's not something you become, it's something which already is. Zero. True existence. Zero. Heart. Space. Fullness. Fullness. True emptiness. Fullness. Idea. It's the true emptiness, fullness idea. So.
What's the relationship?
There is none. Zero heart space, there's no relationship. There's no relationship of one thing to another. There's no this or that. And no configuration is valid relative to any this or that. self or other, and so on and so forth. They don't exist. They're mock-ups of some misunderstanding of reality that serves some kind of conventional purpose of being nonsense, communicating nonsense to nonsense. So it's really nonsense to nonsense. Like, have a good day. Good night, sweetheart. Nonsense to nonsense. Yeah. How do you do? Nonsense to nonsense. Right? You'd have to ask, do what? Why? So on. It's like asking someone who's a musician, how do you play?
You might end up with a long answer. Ask the wrong musician, you might end up with an answer.
Well, you get more of the same thing, the gap, concrete knowledge of non-existence.
Yeah.
Whether that's an answer or not, doesn't matter. It's nothing to nothing.
And how do we get through or beyond?
So there isn't a we. See, there's no one already, so you have to have something more real than we.
What is the getting beyond process?
Again, you have to have something more significant than what. So then it's really, to make a very, very long story or process short to the point, is who. It's the who. Who implies realization. Who realizes? Or what? Or who realizes who? Who realizes is and is not properly. The rest is conversation on the basis of nothing to nothing. And the nothing to nothing is the revelation of the meaninglessness of meaning relative to the gap, concrete knowledge, non-existing as such. It's not a word game. It's not about words. It's not words at all. It doesn't go that far. It's about the who realizes, period. And it's not even a question. It's a statement of fact. Who realizes? Who realizes is not word game. Ego is word game. Amused. Ego is amused. Master, not amused. The ego is amused at word games. Like it's some kind of play. It is, but it isn't. Coming.
How is the ego in service of practice?
The ego doesn't exist. It's just an assumption. It's a mock-up. Maybe a mockery of what is. Conventionally useful, but really like a dirty rag. Right? Bird shit on the windshield. No more, no less. Yeah. Has a purpose. Keeps your wipers working. Not particularly amusing, but depends on how you look at it. Like toilet paper, you have to use it. Not particularly amusing, but how you use it, how you look at it. In other words, it's about coming clean. Yeah, coming clean. You have to come clean and transcend your self-amusement, see, on any and every level. See? Because the important thing is to stabilize your psychic and emotional sense of reality to a point. Practice. Collapsing amusement. All delusions of fun, which is basically just suffering. Torture. Pain and agony of not knowing. Okay? So who realizes is critical, it's crucial. See? Because then you might even go deeper and say, well, what realizes? Yeah. But then who realizes the what? Yeah. Does the who realize what is realizing? Does the who realize what's realized? Okay. So, in every case, it's a matter, an opportunity of going deeper. Okay. Than being satisfied with, appearances of amusement, non-amusement, fun or not fun. It's too shallow. Oh, that was nice. Oh, that was pretty. That was cute. Right, that was fun. Yeah. Yeah. Affectation. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Self-amusement is enjoying your farts. No problem. Nothing wrong with that. Insight, however, is seeing through. Beyond emotion, in a sense. Seeing through. Seeing clear and feeling clear. Beyond amusement. Nothing wrong with amusement. But beyond amusement, it's better. Seeing something is cool. But seeing beyond something is better. Maybe moving towards some practice. Getting beyond looking in the mirror and being amused and saying, nice, good, fun, smart, BS. Very important. Zero, heart, space. No amusement, there's no self in it. Nothing can be amused except the self. Nothing can be affected save self. Beyond the self, heart space. Zero. Everything is fun then. But for no one. The fun of no one. See, call it no one fun. See deeper. See, hear deeper. Feel deeper. See, into a deeper state of reality. See, beyond your self-programming, beyond thought programming, beyond mind programming. It's not a theory. It's a fact. If you treat it all as book knowledge and talk, and theory and words, then you miss the point. That is your barrier. That's your barrier. Whatever you come up with then, at that level is barrier, barricading what it is. Can't know. Yeah. So it's better to know that way you can't know. And you know you can't know. So, And when all the garbage is sort of torn down, seen properly first, and they're just thrown away, so to speak, or tossed in the fire, say, a profound understanding, then there's really nothing to know, say. And you cherish that, treasure that, nothing to know, say. But it's not a negation, it's an ultimate positive understanding. You have to know nothing. You have to realize nothing in its own state. So then it's nothing to nothing, not anything less nonsense to nonsense. It's profound. Nothing to nothing. Say 0 to 0. For more than a second, and more than a blip. Just is. That's who realizes. It just is. Who realizes that? Beyond self-thought, mind, world, and appearances altogether. This is practice. Beyond practice, because no one does this. Only no one can do this. Who realizes? More than a game. Fun and games. Who realizes that? It's more than like ice cream, and sweet taste, and garbage, unhealthy food. Who realizes that? More than satisfying your tastes and your fancies and your pleasures, your amusements. So who realizes all that is garbage? Human stuff. Not bad, it's just garbage. Nonsense to nonsense. Everyone is that, up to a point. After a point, no one is anything. And then the no one is everything. When no one is anything, the no one is everything. Phew.
So who realizes? And
only who realizes. Only who realizes. See, but what is who? What is who? Who? 0, heart space, is who. See? No games, no fun, just straight, direct, 0 heart space is who. Who is 0 heart space? Not a question. Who is 0 heart space? Say. Who is 0 heart space? Say. Profound realization. Yeah. Profound realization is who is 0 heart space. Simple. Just like that. Nothing to nothing. Not a single thought arises. Not a trace of self shows up. No sense of any mind is validated. Awakeness rules. The heart has its way. The heart wins the day. The heart rules the night. And you see his heart, you hear his heart, you smell heart, then you taste heart, you touch heart. Heart rules. And not a thought has anything to do with it, yet heart rules. Zero heart space is who realizes itself. The world ends in and begins in. See, this is a heartbeat. Just one. It's all in one heartbeat. Who realizes one heartbeat? As zero heart space is nothing to nothing. Nothing to nothing meditation. No oneness. Too deep to keep. Too vast to grasp. Far too big to dig. Beyond doing, beyond knowing, and beyond being. Nothing to nothing. Who realizes?